Hi friends, my name is Borrodante and I believe it's time to finish the moment of supremacy. So, I guess let's start working from the thing that we worked on in the previous episode, which is the king. You friends had a bunch of suggestions on the clothing. More than one person said that the coat should be longer and richer, like the way we saw in the references, so let's do that. And let's add black dots on the fur, the way kings have usually. It's like a typical thing for king fur, I suppose. I don't know, I feel like it might look a bit too cliche, but maybe not. Add some more glam for the boots. We'll do that. And let's add scepter and a glass of wine or some kind of like cup with cool stones on it and stuff. And it's spilled in here. It's like a symbol that he dropped the ball, I guess. So it's gonna be readable pretty well. So yeah, let's start with this and then we'll move on to the other stuff. Let's try and make a longer coat happen. So I'm adding the mask around the front guard so we wouldn't have to think about it and erase the new version of coat, and maybe something else as well. It's just going to be our thing to use anytime we want. Great, works. Now let's go with bold strokes to figure out where things are. Some of the friends said that it would be cool if we would kind of see how the king tripped on his own coat. Like it's so big and he was like making a step backwards or something, and that's why he fell down. Let's try and do that. I hope the coat wouldn't be too long, although they have like ridiculously long coats sometimes, so I guess it's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but that's what they do. It's quite frankly ridiculous if you ask me. Let's add the king's leg to the mask as well, I guess. But first, we need to see where it is, so I'll add the coat around first. I guess there will be a lot of white fur on the inside of this coat thing. So there will be a lot of not red but white reflection and reflexes of the light on the legs. Okay, let's define the edge between the front and back side of this coat with the red line that we have going on higher. Let's show a little bit of stretching, or a lot of stretching, in between legs, so it would be clear that that's why the king fell down. Okay, let's add the white insides, and let's start with this color. Let's, I guess, make the coat going a bit not so straight, you know. Let's make it a bit more relaxed, because right now it looks like it's made of wood. Alright, it looks kind of decent, I guess. Let's make more free clothing in here, like more fur with foldings, to highlight the fact that this is a very tense piece and here there's a lot of extra thing. Ooh, before I forget, I remember some of the friends said that we should add a stronger Fresnel effect at the bottom of the floor. Like, there should be a darker gradient in here. It will look pretty cool. Let's try that. Right? I think it looks awesome now. The white lines require some work, of course, but let's finish working on the king first. Let's add black dots all over the fur. Let's give it a try. Okay, kinda looks cool. Ooh, let's add a lot whiter color on the fur at the bottom. I kind of forgot that we were working with somewhat yellow color. And add black dots as well, of course. Too frequent for some reason, comparing to the thing in here. Let's erase a lot of them. Kinda like that. It's sort of at the angle, so it makes sense that it would have a bit more of that going on. More dots. Okay, let's add a bit more shadow underneath the coat right here. Alright, let's see what's next. So black dots, longer coat, now richer boots, scepter, and the wine. And this thing too. I guess let's start with this thing, since it's closer to the working area at the moment. Kinda like that. Looks cool enough. Okay, now let's make the boots more awesome looking. There, kind of rich enough. I added some sort of indents on the leather and on the metal, and there's more metal, and there's more leather, so yeah. I don't know about the reflex of the white on the pants and everything, there's a lot of red still. Well, it's kind of justified by all the red around, but still, it would be better if there would be almost no red in here. Like, this shouldn't actually be pink, it should be just of the color of the pants, because the reflex is almost completely white. It's supposed to be like that. But let's imagine that that piece of red cloth and, I don't know, somewhere from out there and from out there, red color got here somehow. It's just that if I would go into replacing the red color completely with the white in here, it would take literally repainting all of the details on the boots. And that's a pain. Alright, richer boots, done. Also this thing. Shadow from the sword on the king. Well, let's try, although it's getting harder every moment. So we'll get kind of like this color. Let's just add something just to make it decent looking. Kind of like here, maybe. Something like that, I don't know. Just to clarify where the sword is, sort of. Alright, now, this also done. Wine and Spectre. Well, let's add wine. I'm not sure about the Spectre thing, because I don't know. Maybe Spectre is just an Earth thing, and I don't feel like I'm gonna make it look correct. Especially when it's over there, it's not gonna be very recognizable. But the cup with wine, that's something that would look cool and symbolic. So let's give it a shot. Alright, the cup is here. Now let's add wine. It's going to be basically black with a bunch of reflection on it. Alright, now let's play with reflections. I added a little bit of these, because that's what would happen with wine, or any liquid really. A couple of accidental drops won't hurt as well, by the way. Now, a dark ash at the bottom, because that's where the layer of wine is turning away, like this. So it's not reflecting the sky anymore. Now, one more thing though. These indents in between the tiles, they will create some sort of uneven surface for the wine as well. So there will be an obvious change in there. Okay, let's imagine that this little bit of the wine, which is basically true, is if we look at the sword, this is the area where the sunlight is. Because everything else, all the other area covered with wine, is in the shadow from the sinister. So this one area might expose some redness of the wine. So let's add that, why not? Although probably no one's going to ever see this. It kinda looks natural. Oh, this one as well. Okay, kinda cool. The cup is still kind of not straight. The cup, the goblet, I don't know what it's called. I guess the goblet. More like this. Yeah, better. Now, the floor is not super clean, especially after the fight, so there might be some bits of whatever covered with wine that are creating these little bumps. Now, let's make the floor react to the wine a little bit. Alright! Wow, this looks cool. Like some actual action going on. Not just big objects, but something small and interesting. Brings some life to the story. Wine is done and just nailed. Okay, more than one person said that we should finalize this. I really don't want to finalize this for two reasons. First, I don't want to. Second, it's really a bad idea to do that. We need to kind of make it fuzzy in a more finalized way, like closer to depth of field effect, kind of like blurry, but not really. Like, this is the kind of place, a far background, that totally should not have a lot of details on it. So let's try, I'll make the new layer, and I'll just add some blurriness, something, just because right now we have the problem with these super rough strokes. We definitely don't see details, we see bristles, like a bit too much. We should just tone them down a bit. Long story short, I have no idea what I'm talking about. But it feels right to go this way. Everyone's wearing black. This is a convention of secret agents or something. Well, they're poor people. And poor people usually wear dark clothes because you don't have to wash it too much. And you kind of can't see when it gets really old, so you can wear it longer. So it kind of makes sense. And of course, all secret agents are very poor. Oh, I just remembered. Let's try that method again that we used in Lake of Ghosts. Like, let's make the whole background blurry and then only add it where it's necessary. It's like a faster way to decrease contrast where there shouldn't be any. And this is exactly the place. Huh, it feels like I almost have a decent blender in Photoshop, because that's exactly the effect. Well, kind of. Cool. I should use this more often, it's awesome. So it was like this, and now it's like this. Yeah, I think it's better. Like, I really don't want to add any details there, because it's going to only create that stupid effect that I always run into when you don't know what's important in the picture anymore. Now, sort of finalized, empty. Such a sad and dark note I get here. Okay, first, something here and blue color on these stripes of whatever that is on the Sinister, so let's add that. I just think he has like too much of a boring colors, so we should add something blue on him, like as a contrast to the red thing of the king. Okay, so let's give it a try. Well, in here it's supposed to be violet because the biggest portion of light that's lighting up this object is red in here. But in here, on this side, we're gonna have color a lot closer to the actual object. Okay, I don't know. It looks cool. In the beginning, it looked cool. Like some sort of just objects that would make sense in the future. But here we are in the future, and this is obviously just a belt of dildos. And I don't know what's the point of it. They shouldn't be like round, because they totally look like dildos now. They should be like ribbons or something. Let's give that a try, because I want to add ribbons on him, and of blue color, because that's like a thing in this case. But I don't know what this is. I don't know, we'll see. Let's search. Okay, let's add more blue to make it work. First on the boots, it looks crazy, but Here's my number. Wow, I'm really going with this blue thing apparently. An hour later, I realized that. I don't know, it was such a long shot, it still is, but I just really want him to not be dark brown anymore. It just doesn't look right for me. So, yeah, we're going with this, and on top we'll add some more of this garment, whatever that is. Some kind of armor, but not really. Like, on top we'll also have these strong plates with metallic sticks inside. They're like providing some sort of safety from the hit of a plastic stick, I guess. So, let's see. Well now, this is epic. Wow. Okay, blue color present. Something here. That's pretty much something. Okay, Franz, so here's the thing. We have this empty note left, so we have to work on all kinds of small details all over the place. Like, on the ground, we should make this a lot more interesting than what it is right now. The carpet, like these lines, is just marking in yet. So there's a lot of work, not to mention the guards. The guys are really not done yet. So this is obviously at least one more episode. I really wanted to end this today, but this is so not happening. I could like spend another hour on something, but it's literally over midnight already. So yeah, we're gonna make another episode with this. I'm thrilled to hear what you're gonna say about the blue thing. This is something weird. Well, he's definitely not from this kingdom, I can give you that. Yeah, one thing I should make a note on this right away. I felt like the combination is very weird of dark brown and the blue, which really looks like violet in this lighting. But the thing is, I noticed that it looks really awesome when I add chrome, like shiny metal all over the place like this. So I think we should add a lot more of that to basically almost remove all the brown stuff and have blue, metal, and a little bit of dark material, whatever it is. I think that will look really cool. So I think we can pretty easily transform our Sinister into a very bright and interesting character from being this white-brown nonsense. So I think it's gonna be really cool. So yeah, that will be for the next episode. I'll write down more metal. So there's that, the king, the coat, the wine. I am just so happy with the wine. As usual, when it's not too much about the geometry or design and just about rendering the material, I'm always happy. Boots kinda look awesome too, like with this soft gradient of white reflection and the metallic thing right here really shining, looking cool. So yeah, I hope in one extra episode we'll finish this. Tell me what you think yet another time. Like, I'm not even tired right now, I just have to go to bed. So yeah, I think it's going to be really great ending, because right now I feel like I can handle this. So we can finally take care of this piece and move on to something new. Well anyway, thanks for watching if you did. I guess you did if you're here. Leave a like and subscribe, tell a friend, look at your own reflection for an hour. Do whatever you want. And I will see you in the next one. Bye! Right now, details in here are so sharp. And here it's like, hey, you forgot about us. My arm is a scribble.